Let's talk real quick about YouTube deleting Iranian state media's PressTV channel. Let's go to PressTV's own article on this, since no one else seems to be talking about it. Google renews attack on YouTube account of Iran's PressTV. This is the 7th time Google, who owns YouTube, targeted Iranian broadcaster PressTV, blocking the English language news network's access to its official YouTube account without any prior notice. The US tech giant shut YouTube accounts of PressTV late on Tuesday, citing violations of community guidelines. So no warning, no chance to fix anything YouTube saw wrong with PressTV's channel. And then they just deleted it, saying it's because of violations of community guidelines. It's a very ambiguous reason to delete someone's entire channel without notice or warning. And the guidelines themselves are very ambiguous, and this allows YouTube to delete anyone that they want and to keep anyone on their platform that they want. And some people will argue, well, Google and YouTube, these are private companies. They're allowed to do whatever they want with their platform. You shouldn't complain about that. But the truth of the matter is, Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of them work hand in hand with the US State Department. The US government outsources censorship to these companies. That's how the US works. They're not going to censor you directly. They're going to allow these giant tech firms to monopolize, public discourse, and then they will give them lists of people to delete off their platforms. And we have examples of this, of people from the Atlantic Council, literally funded by the US government and NATO, sending people over to Facebook to help make lists of people that need to be deleted. And so it's the same case with YouTube and Google and getting rid of PressTV now. The moral of this story is, if you depend on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or any of these US-based social media platforms to get your message out to people, you need to start thinking of an alternative. Because if you're in the middle of a crisis and they decide to pull the plug on you, and then and only then you start thinking of alternatives, it's too late. You don't have enough time to set something else up. Start thinking now of how you're going to replace these platforms. And we saw China and Russia talk about fighting against color revolution. One thing that they might think of doing is creating an alternative, not just for their own internal information space, because Russia and China have their own social media networks, but why not create one that all nations can get involved in, and they can migrate off of Facebook, off of YouTube and Twitter, onto these platforms that are out of the reach of Western censorship. Because there's a lot of people out there on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, who want to see this kind of information, and they cannot because it's being censored off of these platforms. Create a platform that can't be censored by the West. If you thought this video was useful, please like and share it. Think about subscribing to my channel. It helps the channel grow. It's free to do. Check the video description for the link to this article, as well as to ways you can help support my work so that I can continue doing videos like this. And as always, thank you for watching.